siempre en su casa, presente está el bodeguero y el cha-cha-cha.
Vete a la esquina y los verás, y atento siempre te servirá.
Ende enseguida, corre allí, que con la plata lo encontrarás.
Del otro lado del mostrador, muy complaciente y servidor. Bodeguero, ¿qué sucede? ¿Por qué tan contento estás?
Yo creo que es consecuencia de lo que en moda está.
El bodeguero bailando va, y en la bodega baila así.
Entre frioles, papaya y el nuevo ritmo del cha-cha-cha.
Hello again and welcome to another exciting episode of Cooking with Mr. Sockavello. This week, we're going to be making Mr. Sockavello's delicious zucchini bread. Now, here's what it's going to look like when you are completed this recipe. It is a delicious one, and it is a summertime favorite of mine. Now, what you will need is 2 cups of zucchini or 1 large zucchini. It's kind of, if you're growing your own, you will have a plentiful amount of these zucchinis, and this is a good recipe in which you can make them. Now, you can also make these into loaf pans and freeze one of them if you would like to stock up your freezer. So, you're going to need your 2 cups of zucchini, you're going to need 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of sugar, a half a cup of brown sugar, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of cinnamon, 2 large eggs, 1/2 cup of butter or 1 stick of butter, a 1/3 cup of cooking oil, a tablespoon of vanilla, and then optionally, you can add a cup of walnuts or a cup of chocolate chips, depending on how you like to eat your delicious bread. All right, now here's my zucchini plant growing, and I have a lot of zucchinis growing, and that is good for the summertime to have your own fresh vegetables that you can cook with. All right, so here's the zucchini I'm going to use. And what you're going to want to do is get your flour and your sugar ready. First, I like to melt butter and oil and put that into my mixer. As it's in the mixer, I add my sugar and get it whipped up into a nice creamy froth. All right, and you can see I'm whipping it. Then I add my 2 eggs, I add my vanilla, and I whip it some more and get it nice and mixed, nice and fluffy. Then I'm going to add my zucchini. So what I like to do is get out a cheese grater and I like to grate my zucchini into pieces. I cut the stem off and then just, you know, do it with the cheese grater until it's just about gone. I throw the little end away. Here you go. Here's my zucchini all grated up. I like to add that directly in and get it whipped up again. Okay, so there it's in there, it's whipped up, and it is a delicious mixture there. Then I like to take my dry ingredients and put them into a bowl. I add the flour and the baking soda and the salt and the baking powder, and I mix it up with a whisk, and I add my cinnamon. If you want to add a little bit more than a tablespoon of cinnamon, the kind of your lower quality seasonings, you might add a little bit more to it than that. So I mix it all up, and then I take the cupper and slowly add it to the mix as it's mixing. You do not want to add this all at once, or it will be dry and clumpy. So I continuously add my flour mixture, and then When it's all mixed up, I scoop it out into the baking dish. Now, in this, I did not add the walnuts because I did not want to crack them, and Mr. Sockavello was busy. But he did add a little bit of chocolate chips in there, and that's going to make it delicious, delicious, delicious. Now, on the top, I like to add a little bit of sugar and a little bit of cinnamon to the top, and that gives it a nice crispy type crust. Now, here it is when it's done. Very delicious dish. When you're serving this, you can cut yourself some squares. I like to cut the squares in half, add a little bit of butter to each one, and then put them under the broiler and toast them so that the top gets a nice toasted butter crunch taste texture to the pieces as you're serving this. And you can also have it with a little bit of ice cream, some butter pecan ice cream, or whatever kind of ice cream you like. It is a delicious snack, and you're using your own fresh ingredients, which is delicious. Now, I hope you enjoy this recipe. This was Mr. Sockavello's zucchini bread. It is a delicious one I've been trying to make for a while, but I did not want to make it until I had my freshly grown zucchini. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. And this was Cooking with Mr. Sockavello.